Now here's Rose. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Count that one.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Chicago timeout call.
And the Rockets were a tough team last year, but at times it really felt like a one-man show. Harden carried them so much for so long, you just have to wonder if it wore him out.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. McDermott's checked in for Dunleavy. And it's Brooks in for Rose. The Bulls making a switch here. Moore's checked in. And if carrying the team during the regular season or Harden down, Greg, you were talking about, it didn't show that much in the playoffs. Harden was phenomenal most, if not Clark, all of the postseason.
I would agree with you, but there also were some other guys for Houston that did step up in the postseason. Howard looked as good as he did before all of his injuries, as a case in point.
Moore with the steal.
Oh, man.
Shoots. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they need.
Here's Brewer. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force. Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
It's a tie game here. And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. The guys of the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboards. They have controlled the paint thus far.
Flexing their muscles down low, and they've limited second chances too, guys.
And so it's Houston with it. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Beasley out there with Howard. And it's Terry in at the one spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And he overshot that one, missing.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Here's Howard. Chance there to take the lead, missing. Howard's got 3 of his 9 shots to fall. Here's Rose. Rose can't get that one to fall.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And all that hard work on the boards needs to continue because that potentially may swing the game.
And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either, Greg. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Jason Terry.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And that one's good. Beverly.
McGee just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Rose. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
He seems to have just lost his touch. Only 1 for his first 5 here in the quarter.
And there's Mirotic on the assist by Brooks. Mirotic has got his first bucket in this one. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
And I really think you've got to love the way they protected the rim today. I mean, a good number of blocks in the first half.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That's his first foul. And the Rockets making a change here. Moniunas has checked in. Ariza. Shot is off. And it's Chicago the other way. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups form in that series, but they were able to prevail.
And that one's good. Bulls have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting them get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Butler kicks to Dunleavy. Stolen by Beverly. Here's Ariza. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Ariza's got it all tied up now for Houston.
You know, I don't think that was the shot they had in mind, but they'll take it.
Chicago calls timeout.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
So for the Rockets, Capella's checked in, and it's KJ McDaniels in for James Harden. The Bulls have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
And it's Butler missing.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot. Oh, the big man rocking the rim. Good aggressive finish right there.
And usually he leaves those to his teammates.
And you know, guys, with his length, I think he needs to attack the basket much more. Those dunks should be routine for him.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
The Rockets have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
Joakim Noah is checked in for the Bulls. E'Twaun Moore comes in for Jimmy Butler. That 3 off the mark. Chicago leading by 4.
They have a 2-for-1 situation if they go quick.
Yeah, I don't think they have to rush, though, Greg. Just need to find a good shot this time.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Here's Moore. Here's Holiday. He is hauled in by Beverly. Houston's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter. Just 2 of 6 from long range. And again, Chicago running the court in transition. Moore with the bucket.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height,
the second half beginning in just a moment. Kind of like what Derrick Rose has done in this game.
That slasher mentality was on display in that first half. He got to the rim consistently.
Boy, I tell you what, he's got that great first step, and he must have had some quickness porridge or something, because he looks a little faster today than normal.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Kind of like what Derrick Rose has done in this game.
And he just went off in those first two quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
So the Bulls 5 right now. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Dunleavy in the 3 spot.
And injuries once again were a central theme of the Bulls season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
And it's Beverly missing. Back to Rose. Dunleavy dishes to Rose. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
Michael Beasley, he's checked in for the Rockets.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Brewer is checked in for Monty Eunice. Now a timeout called by Houston.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Dishes to Howard. In transition, here come the Bulls. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. The Bulls shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
Bulls making a switch here. Mirotic is checked in. And it's Rose penetrating.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Jason Terry is checked in for Houston. Then for the Bulls, McDermott's checked in for Dunleavy. And Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose. Rockets trailed by 13. Outside Terry. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And Butler, here we go. It's deflected. And here's Harden for 3. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. The Bulls leading by 13. Well, looking back on last season, you could see the Rockets were tough at home. They just were relentless at going at teams.
Yeah, how about a 30-11 record last year? And a lot of close ones for them, but that home